Hey, this is Sliced Onion, and we have to collect every dragon item in RuneScape. But there's a catch. Not only are we locked into different areas of the map, we can't train defense through combat or buy dragon items from shops. Currently, we're stuck in Zone 1, consisting of the free-to-play map and Entrana. This is Dragonman. Hello there, my name is Itchy Knee and I welcome you back to Dragonman. Last episode we took a dive into training Slayer, and along the way we achieved 3 new dragon items, those being the anti-dragon shield, dragon dart tips, and a cut dragon stone. We also achieved our goal of 17 hunter through random event experience lamps and tomes. Today we'll continue working on training Slayer and pick up some more dragon items. We'll also take our first steps into Puro and finally start one of the more tedious skills in Zone 1, Hunter. Why don't we start there? Welcome to Puro, what is likely the most important area in Zone 1. As I've mentioned many times, the loot from implings is incredibly important for us to save time, but we're not here to talk about that right now. I'm here to talk about training Hunter in Puro. At level 17 Hunter, we can catch baby implings which provide 18 experience per successful catch. This is our most effective training method until we reach 67 Hunter, which is our first major skilling grind we'll be working towards. To achieve 67 Hunter, we'll need to gain roughly 470,000 experience. Training on baby implings will see an experience rate ranging between 7 to 8,000 per hour early on, and 11 to 12,000 per hour when our success rate increases. So this will likely take a minimum of 50 hours to complete. Realistically though, I'll likely catch other implings for their useful loot at the cost of efficient experience, meaning it'll instead take us somewhere along the lines of 60 to 70 hours. However, our efforts will be rewarded. Once we hit 67 Hunter, we can catch black salamanders, which will see our experience rate increase by a factor of 10. From there, it'll be smooth sailing until we hit 83 Hunter for dragon implings. To make things easier, I completed the Lost City quest, unlocking access to Xanaris, meaning we can access Puro at any time. Xanaris also has a bank very close by, making trips to the bank shorter, and I can assure you, we'll do quite a bit of banking with some of the loot we're looking for. So, let's jump into Puro and get our first skilling grind started. 22 Hunter, which means we can now catch at the next level of implings, and there's 28 Hunter, we can now give the gourmet implings a go. Hey, look at that, 30 Hunter. So many more to go, but we found a nice consistent method, so it should be okay. Alrighty, this should be the last impling for 35 Hunter. Alright, with this last impling here, we should be getting 36 Hunter, which we can now catch Earth implings. And that's 40 Hunter. Woohoo! Let's get out of this place. That's enough for today. We've only spent a short amount of time in Puro, and I'm already noticing an issue. Our run energy depletes extremely fast, and it takes forever to come back. I'm currently level 1 agility, and that means my run energy takes 12.5 minutes to regenerate. I'd like to half that. It's time to pull out my secret weapon for a training agility, toy mice. In Zone 1, the lowest level agility course is the Draenor Village rooftop course, so I need to get 10 agility. That's where the toy mice come into play. At 42 construction, I can construct a crafting table 4. This allows me to create these toy mice. Once I've created these toy mice, I then release 5 at a time, and each time I catch one, it gives me 3 experience. With a total of 1,154 experience to gain, I'll need to do this 385 times. Thankfully, this should just take over an hour. The biggest obstacle is actually construction. And even then, I've prepared ahead and have all the logs I need to create planks. So let's get our construction on. Alright, we're starting off our construction stuff with completing Daddy's home, which is very good. We can jump straight into some construction training. I've done a bunch of normal planks, enough to get us all the way to oak chairs. So let's do some walking back and forth. Alrighty, that is the last of the planks we needed to make. I think I made too many, but that should be enough to get us all the way to 42 construction, which is fantastic. Alrighty, we're getting ourselves 30 construction here, 12 more to go. Alright, we finally made it to the end of our construction adventure, At 42 construction, we can now build a costume room and a crafting table 4, which is what is required for our toy mice. All right, let's make this really cool table. There's number 1. We'll upgrade it. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4. There we go. So we do need to make some clockwork mechanisms. I think I'm just going to make 10 mice, so it'll be 10 mechanisms and then 10 planks, and then we can start training some agility. That is 10 agility, which means we can now use the Draenor Village course, which is excellent. But I also believe that we can, well, I don't know if it's 10 agility, I can't remember. We can now start working towards the Goblin quest line, which will unlock a bone crossbow, which is going to be excellent for just some mindless ranged killing things. This should be the end of the Lost Tribe, giving us access to the bone crossbow, which we'll go buy in a second. And we get a cute little 3000 mining experience. Beautiful. And a ring of life that we'll definitely utilize to its full potential. Okay, we picked ourselves up our really cool bow, which is really cool and white. All right, and we have reached our goal of 36 agility. It seems like a pretty random number, but what this actually does for me is effectively half, well, not effectively, it almost halves the amount of time it takes for me to regenerate all my run energy, which, you know, in the long term is going to make a huge difference when we're doing things like hunting implings, where I run out of run energy very often. All right, one more cast and we should have ourselves 60 magic, which gives us more things that we can do, and it, it's giving us a combat level. Let's see if we can pull our, what is it? Our dragon fruit seed finally. And then we can stop unlocking this chest because it's a waste. Dragon arrow tips. Right, well that's still a new one. We did need that, which is fantastic. I think we haven't got these before at least. Hello, Christelia, it's been a while. Let's see if you can give us some spicy tasks to do. Fire giants. Oh yeah, that is going to be our first skip. So what we were just talking about comes into play. Let's see if we get screwed over twice in a row. Magic axes. This is just terrifying. All right, we've got to do it. We just can't go to that area. Dark warriors. I'm pretty sure we can do that. All right, and since these guys basically have no range defense, we can arrange them to get our range level up, and that means we can make our first use short bow, which is excellent. Okay, Christelia, please be kind. You really wrecked us last time. Just give us something we can do. Greater demons. That is a slam dunk. We can 100% do that. I only just realized this, but greater demons actually just gave me an axe upgrade. It's not a rune axe, but it's, I mean, I didn't even think about it. All right. Oh, hello there. Well, we'll take a genie lamp. Yes, please. And then we will go and talk to Christelia for another task, which will get fire giants. This is becoming a real pattern. This is probably going to be the task that I block when I get enough points to block, because this is very heavily weighted, I believe. But we're going to have to skip this again. Hellhounds. That we can do. Hey, 55 ranged. Very nice. We can now use red chin chompers. One more hit, please. That'll do it. Or not. One more. There we go. That is 50 Slayer. We can now kill Bloodvelds, which we can actually be assigned via the Wilderness God Wars dungeon, which would make things very interesting. Now, I don't always have time to pay full attention to the game, so I've begun working on a goal that'll be something I need to achieve in the long term. We will eventually start killing the King Black Dragon, and the best way for me to do that is going to be ranged. Getting a good weapon should be easy enough, but the ammunition, however, will be a little bit more difficult. My plan will be to create enchanted ruby and diamond bolts, but I'll need to make my own adamant bolts to create these. This means I'll need to achieve 73 smithing. So for now, I'll be mining ores in my downtime to get enough supplies to train to 73 smithing, likely through Giant's Foundry. I'll also be mining crash stars for Stardust to accumulate as many gems as possible for crafting experience, but mostly for rubies and diamonds. I'm likely going to need a very large amount of these gems. For now though, we'll just be hanging out in the Motherlode mine for a bit. Oh, would you look at that? That's 100 Renaweeds. That is beautiful. All right, it's that time again. We're gonna plonk the ore down in here. We're gonna fix the the wheel, the broken strut thingy, and it's gonna go down the line for us there. There it goes. Look at him go. And then after that, we get 70 mining. We can now mine the green rock. Hey, 72 mining, which means if we come on over here, we grab out some little nuggies. These bad boys here, I think we need 100. Oh, not one. 100 nuggies. We have a chat to this bloke. And we want to unlock the restricted mine access. Which means we can now just get up these stairs, do some mining, have a great time. And it's a lot more relaxed because these veins last on a set timer. So we can just kind of hang out now. It's great. Now, at this point in time, I had a literal shower thought. I'd completely forgotten about recycling equipment for bars through Giant's Foundry. How this works is you would take an already smithed item, say a steel plate body for example, put it into the smelter and it will provide some bars you can then use to create swords in the foundry. So for me, I can eliminate the need to create 2,000 steel bars and instead spend all of my money on steel items. I'll still need to create around 1,000 mithril bars, but I no longer need to collect enough coal for the steel bars. And in return, I'll gather everything I need for 73 smithing much quicker. And the swords I make will actually return me about double the money I spent on all the steel items. So we'll walk away filthy rich. Something's a little different here. Alrighty, we're gonna send these bad boys down the waterway. We need to get our little hammer out and bang this bad boy. And hopefully, if we receive a certain amount of coal, that will mean we have 4,000 coal. 4,000. And we get some coal. We get some coal. So, the final product of our efforts, if we put all these in the bank, 4,009 coal, 2,048 mithril ore, and a bunch of gold ore, which we'll put together as well. We have 24 nuggets left, which means we are, I don't know, 76 away from getting the gem bag, which we'll do at some future point, I'm sure. But we can now go make a whole bunch of mithril bars with our coal bag and everything else. I'll probably start with the gold because it's nice and AFK and I'm about to go on a holiday. We're over here in Remington and we're going to get ourselves a cute little farming level here. 55 farming. We can now plant cactus or cacti. We've been very productive so far and I'd like to finish on a high note once again. So we're going to work on getting another dragon item. This time though, we'll not be relying on luck. We'll instead be training our crafting to 55 so we can create a dragonstone ring. We'll eventually turn this into a ring of wealth, and this will give us access to a teleport above 20 wilderness, and we can also enchant it to increase the drop rate of clue scrolls in the wilderness. This makes it an incredibly useful item to achieve, so let's jump to it. Alright, we did some more stars so we can get 2 more gem packs. Can we get the dragonstone, the uncut one? The purple circle. Oh, look at that. We got ourselves a new dragon item, the uncut dragonstone, which will inevitably become some form of jewelry for us, which is excellent. I'm really not concentrating on this. 50 craft and 5 levels to go. We're definitely going to run out of bars. That I'm certain of. Oh, I was a bit too slow there, but 55 crafting, we can now make dragonstone rings and cut dragonstones, which is pretty good. And if it's ever relevant, Slayer helms, which is cool as well. I must have miscalculated how many I needed for 55 craftings. I've got a bit extra. I'll probably craft those today. I don't know, I'll finish it off. But let's make this ring! We need a ring mold, a ribbing mold. What a monumental occasion where we're actually making our first dragon item. Well, I don't think it's our first made one, is it? Actually, I think it is. This is our first crafted dragon item because if we go to the dragon items tab, all of these we've gotten from drop. So yes, we made this ourselves. Look how cool we are. I'm so proud of me for making this ring. Too bad we're only about 10% of the way to our actual crafting goal. I think it's more, actually. We need 80 crafting. So we're less than 10% of the way there. Woohoo!